Yeah, we are live.
It looks that way.
It looks that way. Hey, welcome everyone. My name is Dean Baker. I am your host for Modern Day Thrive.
I can't check it though.
What's that?
I can't check it. There's my phone.
Well, that's all
We're
right.
good.
We'll figure it out. I'll
Someone
pop
will
it up
scream.
over here once I stop introing the show when I was so rudely interrupted.
Sorry.
No. So yes, we are the show that talks about small business, about side hustle, about thriving as opposed to just surviving. Finding ways to work smarter, not harder. We try and kind of find you all the things that can maybe help make the difference at the end of the month when you're paying your bills. We're gonna kick off. First of all, we're gonna say if you like this podcast, please like, follow, and share this webcast. Um, we are here for you to try and bring some information and hopefully get some from you. So if you're out there and want to chat in, if you're watching, yes, come chat in, ask us some questions, talk about, promote your business, do whatever you want to do. And we will jump in. So the conversation also right now, if you are interested in calling the show, we have a live phone call in here. It's my little phone right here. So if the phone rings, everyone's going to go look at their phone. No, it's my phone. So let me bury that. And as always, to my left is George Weber. George, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
Good if I could work the camera.
Yeah, well,
I clicked the wrong button.
we are also switching our own show, so George is over there just switching
I hit the
cameras.
menu up top.
So when you see my face and and
There we go.
and he's talking or vice versa, then you'll know George is
It's me.
falling asleep. So what's been going on this past week, George?
Oh boy, it's been busy.
Yeah.
We got a storm coming. My boss is freaking out.
Daily here it is.
Yeah.
This like last couple of weeks, it's just been constantly raining.
Yeah.
Like not just 4 o'clock normal rain,
Oh yeah, well,
which is when you get out of work.
as we know,
but it's the all day kind of
Yeah.
rain. So I guess we've got something coming our way. We don't really know, and I suppose
it's pretty far out though.
Yeah.
I mean, what I've seen, but they're
we made up for it because we've had 3, 4, 5, 6 months of just
Yeah.
nothing, dry
it's been pretty
weather,
dry.
and now my lawn has to get mowed twice a week now, and yeah, if that's the worst of it, yes, a little rain must fall.
Sure.
So yeah, busy week. I've had quite a productive week myself.
Lots of gigs.
Well, today's gig was kind of interesting. We did
Mm-hmm.
some infomercial type videos for a client who
Nice.
creates healthcare products and
Cool.
things of that nature. So yeah, we kind of did that, and hopefully We might get her to come on the show sometime, but
Oh, cool.
let's. I still got some editing to do now.
Sure, sure.
And our friendly neighborhood thriver Gene and I, he
Yes.
was there with me today, so we've working on this project together. So mad props to Gene out there, kind of doing his thing, handling his business.
Nice.
So yeah, and it's been a long day. So if I yawn a couple of times, it means I'm just kind of I'm at the end of a day.
Don't start.
I don't have the kind of stamina I guess you have. Because you're up every morning at probably 7 a.m. getting out the door.
I start at 7.
Yeah,
So I
start work
leave-
at 7.
I start work
Yeah.
at 7. So yeah.
And then of course in the afternoon you're coming over here, and we're
Yeah.
trying to be brilliant in front of all of our thousands of viewers. Um, so yeah, we've got some more podcasting shows coming down the pike.
Oh, that's right.
We've got some new stuff happening. Some old and some new, some back to stream again. And we're gonna have some more shows for people to watch. So whether they're on the religious side or on the healthcare side or on the on the urban affairs side. I mean, we've got a lot of things happening here at Post Effects Digital. We've got both podcasting studios that we're trying to keep busy and get people coming in. So make your own part of this experience of being on YouTube and Facebook is a lot of people are seeking this kind of thing out. They're
Oh,
seeking
yes.
to be influencers.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying I'm trying to seek to be an influencer, but I guess I am. But it's also you've got something to say. You truly want to work with people and help people and do things. And put a hand out, and hopefully it's not slapped away, and you can actually kind of raise up. So when we started this podcast, it was, the pandemic was kind of kicking us, and
Oh, yeah. There was
and
nothing
and,
going on.
and if anything, it gave us something to look forward to every week. It's like, look, what can we do? What can we do to kind of push the envelope a little bit? Business is in the toilet, and we all need something to aspire
Oh,
to.
for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, and here's where we are. We're kind of catching the end of the storm, the COVID storm.
Oh, I would agree.
You know,
I mean, there's a lot going on right now.
People are getting their shots,
Mhm.
and signs are coming up. I watched yesterday the Walmart sign. Big banner goes up
Yeah.
on the outside of the sign saying, "If you've had your shots,
Yeah.
you can come in without a mask."
A lot of places. I think even McDonald's up here has it now.
Yeah, so every place is really kind of taking the signs down,
Yeah.
masks, but yeah, I just, I'm still kind of curious about that. So people that have had shots are are less likely to
Spread, I
get
believe.
spread,
Yeah.
transmit. That's what they're saying.
That's what I understand.
All right. Well, let's see. We'll find out what the CDC says about that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I just,
Got to give it 6 months though.
Yeah. So, that's, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
And a lot of events are starting to happen. I mean, we just did one last week. That was fun.
Last week's event with Dan Sunday night. We did a live. Well, we didn't do. Well, we did a live event, but we filmed it for him, and it was a wrestling event, and it came out really well.
I think it did.
The place
good
was
turnout, too.
packed. The place was, standing room only. So mad props to Dan for kind of reaching down. I know he was sweating it, worried about ticket sales and everything, and lo and behold, the world spoke to him and said, "We like what you're doing, and we're going to show up and see that you can, take you to at least another show."
Yeah.
That's great, and that's great for Dan, and we're very pleased with him. We want to help him and see more
Look forward to the
some
next
more
one.
positive stuff. Yeah, that was kind of a pretty cool event. I
Sure.
I haven't watched a wrestling event in a while. Like a couple of years, few years. Not that I was a big fan of that. It's just
It's different
I had
live.
been invited
Yeah.
and went out, and of course, yeah, you get to see, the sweats flying,
Mhm.
and people are just beating the crap out of each other, and I guess it's kind of, you could, people say, oh, that's so fake. But man, you watch some of these guys, they're flying off the ropes. They're
Their
hitting each other
chest.
with chairs.
Yeah, their
They're
chest, how red it
and,
gets.
and you're looking at, yeah,
It has
the
to hurt.
slaps that they're taking, and even a good
Yeah.
hard slap you
Yeah.
get from somebody,
Oh yeah.
that could really kind of rearrange your thought process.
It ruin your day.
It can probably ruin your day. And
Yeah.
these guys are not 98-pound muscle bound guys. Even the girls,
Yeah.
they are strong. They
Mhm.
are, and I would not want to tangle with any of them, even if it were just if they were.
Especially the girls, they look kind of mean.
They did that
They
yeah,
wouldn't
that
take
one
it
act.
nothing.
I'll talk to Daniel. Maybe we can have him on and we can show a little clip next time
Oh,
or
that'd be
something
cool.
like that. But yeah, in fact, let me see. Can I share? Did I pull his? I think I pulled something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we
So
go.
let me do a screen share here, and I will.
One
Let's
quick
see.
glimpse.
I'm gonna do a share screen. I'm just gonna do the entire screen share, and then I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna jump over now.
There it is.
Yeah, so this is the live event from Sanford. Tuffy's Bottle, was it Tuffy's Bottle Shop?
Bottle shop, yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
Tuffy's Bottle Shop in downtown Sanford. The place is really, when you walk in, it looks like a small bar.
Yeah.
But the property takes up like the whole block.
Yeah.
And of course, then they've got some outbuildings and this courtyard that you could probably fit 500 people in this outdoor courtyard.
I didn't walk out there, but it looked fairly
It
sizable.
was bigger than
Yeah.
this indoor place, and of course, we had about. I think he said he had about 250 people
I think so, yes.
inside with the full size ring, which is in front of a stage. So the Tuffy's normally does music events like concerts and
Mhm.
things like that. And but men and we were just having a blast. People are out there, and of course, I don't see anybody wearing a mask, but
No.
clearly everyone's got their thing. And am I in this shot or is Trevor?
That's you right there, I think.
Is that me?
That is you.
This guy right in the next to the guy with the security shirt on. That guy right next to him, right up on the front part of the stage, is me. Ducking underneath all the flying wrestlers.
I think that was right before you almost got clobbered.
Yeah. Camera guys can get clobbered in this, so I was really kind of not looking forward to
You picked the wrong side.
to tangling with anybody. And yeah, this big wrestler come flying over my head. I just duck. I just ducked and covered and go. And he actually kind of like almost bounced off that metal railing. So
yeah.
that was fun. So Daniel's been doing a lot of announcing for the last, I don't know, 10 years or something like that. He's been doing announcing for a lot of other wrestling groups.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his premiere.
Yeah,
this
nice.
is his gig, his deal. He decided this is what he wanted to do, and he put this together, and this is his first ever solo event. And I gotta tell you, to have a sold out arena,
yeah,
it's not it's not that big of a place.
No, you couldn't have fit any people in there.
Yeah, you couldn't have. And but to sell it out on your first ever event,
yeah,
at the end of a COVID pandemic, I'm not sure if that's, people just absolutely had to get out of the house, or there are that many wrestling fans. And I think that's a little bit of both.
Probably,
so,
yeah. Live wrestling is different.
Yeah, it is a bit of a show.
Yeah.
You
get all the noises and the inertia.
Right.
Yeah, it was good.
So Other yeah, we're touching base with all of our thrivers out there in the world. Our Naja, our hot dog girl, she's finding some new spaces. In fact, she's coming. She says she's coming back. She's going to be right outside our doors here, so we'll
Nice.
be able to make use of those New York hot dogs and potato knishes that I just raved about when she was here for our open house webcast. And yeah, she touched base with me like a week ago, and we were talking. She was chatting in on last week's show. Anybody chatting?
Not yet, no.
Yeah. So she was touching base with us, and it was it's great to hear that she's trying to show some progress.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
that's all we can really hope for.
Hope it all
So,
works out.
and I can't wait to be able to go out my front door for lunch and get a New York hot dog. That's great. So, mad props to our hot dog entrepreneurs.
That's right.
And I gotta find them. I think they're probably going to be in this weekend. They're probably going to be in Lake Mary this
Okay.
weekend.
At
So
the farmers market there.
farmers market, yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can track her down and find out where she's coming. Where she's going to be. In the coming days. So yes. Anyway, so that's pretty much. Let me go ahead and stop sharing this unless I've got something else out there. What do you want to talk about, George? What do you want to talk
You know,
about?
I was looking at something today and I was thinking because we started talking about the hurricane with my boss, and he's like talking about like um, literally evacuating the call center, except for like a certain area. Because what
So
they do,
what? Let people continue to work from home.
well, they're all working from home now,
Yeah.
but we're setting up specific areas, and what their design or the thought process is pull everything else out and just worry about that area. Because last time they literally plasticked everything, the whole call center.
Wow.
And you're talking 800 computers on one side alone
Because of a storm.
because of the storm. Yeah.
Okay.
Which they did have a ceiling leak, so probably helped. But I think we've kind of scrapped that because we kind of started late. But
Yeah.
we don't have anywhere to put the equipment.
Well, yeah. Once you lose the roof, you have to bag everything and
We just don't have
make
anywhere to
sure
put it.
there's no standing water wherever you're bagging things.
Yeah.
So obviously things have to stay on a table. Computers have to be up on a table because
Yeah.
if it's on the floor, 6 inches, 3 inches of water on the
Yeah.
floor, those
That's all
computers
it
are
takes.
still
Toast.
hosed.
Yeah.
That's definitely something.
Luckily, we don't put anything on the floor, but even still, if it comes down from the top. But what I was thinking is, I was like, man, we have a lot of equipment we need to get rid of.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, probably 800 computers.
Wow.
And we're going to donate them. But the question was what to do with the hard drives because they're like, oh, the PCI, we can't give the hard drives out, or there would be a lot of work in order for us to be able to give them out, DOD wipes and stuff like that. And it would take days just to do one machine.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was thinking a shredding business, hard drive shredding business.
Really?
I mean, I see there's some franchises out there. I kind of looked into it, but one of them was like really expensive. It was like the requirement was 150 of liquid, 150,000 of liquid cash, 500,000 of net worth, and there was an investment on top of that. So I'm going, ooh, that one's kind of expensive.
Just
But,
to be able
just to be a part of their franchise, yeah, which means they basically give you a boilerplate of how the system works. But so I just started looking at that. I said, let me look at some code there because I'm like, if I could just buy the machine, I could provide that service for my own company.
Right.
Because it costs anywhere from $4 to $5 per drive.
Right.
For them to just put it in the machine and have that thing chew that hard drive up.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's just a chewing
It's
machine.
Basically a big jaws. They're like real big gears.
Right.
They go together.
Right.
And they just demolish.
Yeah.
There's other types.
Keep things
yeah.
and it goes in and it just kind of
But you can recycle that too. So you basically
all that meat, all that material.
Just kind of dump it in a big box, let the box fill up. And I'm sure it's dense, because hard drives, believe it or not, are getting pretty heavy.
Yeah.
We probably have thousands.
Yeah.
And I know there's companies everywhere that have the same, they probably have boxes full of them sitting somewhere that, because they don't do it every one drive,
So I guess
once a year.
guess you can't you can't just take the old
Nope.
magnetron and
Nope.
just kind of hold it over, so that those in the movies when
Yeah.
they show the hacker putting a big magnet on his computer, that's like not sure that works anymore.
No,
The magnets
it's not good enough.
magnets were like for tape drives.
Yeah.
When you had something like videotape,
Mhm.
you can actually put a big magnet over the top of that
It would
videotape, and it would just scramble all the metal that's that's on that videotape.
Yeah.
So when you think about tape, and of course before there were hard drives or hard drive storage or SSDs,
Mhm.
there was tape drives.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of that, so if
Back in the
video
mainframes.
if videotape flourished through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and then when computers kind of needed storage, tape drives were the thing.
Yeah.
So it looked like a videotape, but it actually stored,
Yeah.
ones and zeros all over the thing.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm sure with that you could do that, but a tape is just, it's so fragile anyway. So
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
go into the tape and go.
You could probably put that in a shredder, a
And-
regular
and
shredder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a regular fax shredder,
Mhm.
paper shredder would probably take care of that. But so you can buy this shredding machine.
So I found one. I mean, there's others, but the one I saw was around 15 grand.
Really?
Yeah, but you can provide mobile services. It would pay itself off because there's a lot of companies that do this. It's not just that hold on to. Hate that. Hold on to.
Put on two shot. It's
Yeah, I
fine.
should because I keep.
Put on
it's
two
not
shot.
sure.
Look at that. See?
So
There you go.
they hold on to drives until they get X amount of them because it's a lot of work to just let me go do one drive.
Right.
And the way our company is we have to physically watch the process.
You have to be present
Yes.
to watch, make sure, because
We could do anything.
they have client information on
Mhm.
these drives. So obviously there's a protocol. What
Yeah.
did you say? DoD?
DoD, I think that's the Department of Defense. I believe they
Yeah.
have a standard that they go by, and I think it's like a 5 scenario wipe, where it literally does it 5 different times.
Really?
Probably, yeah. Where and then they consider that safe
Really?
at that point in time. Yeah.
So you have to what is that? F disk 5 times.
It probably writes ones and zeros to the drives in different patterns.
Right.
Oh,
so you're writing
yeah,
material,
it just goes across from
deleting it, writing
track
it again,
0 to
deleting it.
track
Yeah.
whatever.
So there's no
Yeah.
low
No
level
contiguous. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no low level material that you can pull from
Yeah.
it. So okay, well, yeah,
Because you can take a
so-
drive apart and they can literally just take if you don't do anything to it,
yeah,
and they could take it to a clean room and they could pull data off that drive
right,
if you don't do anything to it.
right,
I mean, that's possible
right,
because there's companies that do that. You
Yeah.
send it to them, say, "Yeah, I really need what's on this drive," and like, "All right, $1,500. I'll give you I'll send you a disc."
right.
And you're like,
So-
"Well, I really need it." So
So last thing anyone wants to do is put their stuff in a dumpster and then
Yeah.
someone goes through
Oh,
it
sure.
and then start. And that's how probably back in the old days people could how companies got hacked or information got
possibly,
hacked.
yeah. You even
was-
have printers.
Yeah.
Printers that have hard drives in them are just as
Or
susceptible
media or something.
because you
like
don't
that,
know
'cause there's
what.
they buffer the
Mhm.
the print.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you're looking at a printer that's got
Yeah,
that's
you
got
don't know.
built-in memory. Sure.
So yeah, there's another area
Oh.
that. So I don't know. I thought about it and I was like, let me look into that a little bit further because
I guess you'd have to find some contracts to
Yeah.
offer the service
Sure.
and start a business, and then you'd have to be bonded. I'm guessing
the company would need to be for sure.
You'd
for
have
sure.
to be bonded, and then
For something like that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then of course you still have to have some sort of protocols for the client needs
Mhm.
to actually see what's going on. But if they had 1,000 hard drives, go get you a coffee and some
It
donuts.
takes some
and
time.
sit there and start shredding drives.
I did it once. Like I went to the facility. It was right around the corner from. God, I was there several hours, and literally it was just one machine. Two. You could probably put 1, 2, maybe start with 3, then you'd have to wait a minute
Right.
for it to chew them up, and they would fill the bin. Then they got to stop, take the bin out, and then they go dump it into the
Yeah.
big container that
Now,
they're.
what's in most of these hard drives? There's some copper,
There's probably some copper, metal. I'm sure there's some aluminum.
right?
I don't know what the actual disc is made of.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's
I
magnetic, so
almost
I
seems
guess there's.
very stainless steel kind of thing.
Yeah,
But it's
sure.
always, I remember these are always like super shiny, like they're.
There's also a circuit board on them.
Right.
Circuit board's small, and that's
Yeah.
it doesn't pay a lot. It's not like a CPU motherboard.
Yeah.
It pays well.
Yeah.
But like just a regular board that doesn't really have anything on it, it's probably 3 cents a pound.
Right.
Versus could be 15 cents a pound, could be even more. So, but yeah, I got thinking about that. I'm like, that could be a nice, because that's always going to be a need.
Right.
Always going to be a need. So I definitely think I may look into it a little bit more, and
Yeah, but again, that's one of those businesses where you go, is it something you're going
I don't
to
want to
have
own
to?
it.
You're
I'm
right.
gonna own it. I don't want
You
to
own
run
the
it.
machine.
I'm gonna let
somebody else run the business.
Yeah, I just
and
I think most of the businesses I plan on, or hopefully will do.
right.
I'm gonna be the owner. I don't want to be the person running the business. Forget that. You can't work on your business if you're working in the business most of the time.
Right.
And I want multiple streams. So, I still kind of like the idea of, a paintball field. I think that would be kind of cool. I would. I think it would be kind of neat.
Is our sound up?
Yeah. Don't tell me what I'm saying. Yep.
Yeah.
Got plenty of sound.
Can you turn on audio on that just to make sure? Because for some reason I'm not getting audio
on here.
Yeah. And I've got my sound up.
Give me a sec.
Hold, please. Hold, folks.
You can keep talking.
Yeah, really.
I'll go.
For some reason.
I'm gonna be mad because I tested it and it sounded great.
Yeah. Because for some reason this laptop is not even giving me just a bit of.
Well, let's just see what we got.
All right, I'm gonna have to go to my phone then because I'm not trusting this laptop. Hold, please, folks.
Because if it's not working,
then we might as well just go home.
Yeah, we can just stop now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We got sound. For some reason, this laptop isn't showing.
Cool. Yeah, you freaked me out, man.
Well, I freaked myself out. So, sorry. Back to our regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
Usually we have that technical glitch early along. Today was just a little.
I know,
than normal.
But to really go, 30 minutes into the show, and I just kind of like, I never did check it. So.
Normally I check on this guy, but it's tied up right now. So.
Right. So.
But yeah, it sounded interesting. I think it's a business that's probably always going to be busy.
Yeah.
Because people do that at different times. And you can set up regular clients, and if, it just depends on how competitive you are, I guess. Because there's not just one company out there. There's many.
Right.
Some of the bigger, the shredded companies that are out there.
Right.
That also handle like your paper shredding bins and stuff. They, a lot of times they get that business, but pretty straightforward as far as what you're doing. It's not like there's a lot of complication in it. So, well, how many drives you got, and here's what we do.
No, that's but it's a really $15,000 business.
Yeah, so definitely. Oh, look who it is! It's Joe.
Oh, Joe. Hey, Joe. Nice to see you out there. Why don't you give us a call if you want?
You need to stop by. We need to show him a couple things.
Joe needs to. I want to know what's going on in Joe's world, Mr. Crypto, Mr. Keep Buying Bitcoin. And
I keep buying. I can't say anything.
I know we're all
week.
Still buying. We're all still shopping. But speaking of now that Joe's here, is going to spark over. The world of of our, our coin. I use Coinbase. So, but you were mentioning something in Robinhood recently.
Yeah, it looks like I guess Robinhood's thinking about doing an IPO. I don't know what their target is or what their time frame is, but actually, in the article was actually talking about them that it uncovered about 50 lawsuits against them.
No kidding.
Yeah, because of all the issues where they were
What,
stopping trading.
stop
Yeah.
trading because they didn't want people to sell their Doge or something like
Yeah,
that.
so
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure that's probably what it was about because that
Yeah.
was really the one that was on fire
Yeah.
that people were wanting to sell
Right.
at the time, even more so than Bitcoin.
Right.
Because there a lot of people had it like I did at the 5 cent, half a penny range.
Right.
That started looking really attracting.
Right.
Give me a few minutes and he'll call. Look at that.
Well, let's see if he's going to.
I'm assuming he knows your number.
Well, it's
He's-
up on the screen.
Well, he should. He probably
and
calls
he's
you.
called me before. So anyway, so yeah, let's go down the list here. Let me go ahead and do a screen share again and share. I gotta jump around.
And what you're seeing really is not a bad thing. It just sets it up for a powerful upswing.
I got Dojo, or I got Coinbase up there. So Bitcoin's at 33,481. I thought it was a little higher the other day.
It went up to about 36, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't think I got much higher than that.
It's down,
and then it
it's almost 5% changed down.
Kind of dipped down again.
Looks like everybody's really kind of dipped down.
Oh yeah.
And let's go with the. Usually it's just tradable. Yeah, we don't want to go and look at everything, so we just look at the tradable stuff through Coinbase. So
even Cardano's
down. Well, it's really been sticking pretty much close to that.
Yeah,
they're down. Yeah, they're down 3-4%, 3.25%. But Doge, yeah, it's kind of everybody's found their current plateau and they're not really budging much.
Not yet.
Bitcoin's liking the low mid 30s.
But still an impressive number.
Yeah, but when it's half of what it peaked at, it's just a lot of people are going, get back to 50 at least so I can I'm
happy because I'm buying it at 33 and it goes back to 50. I'm going to be really happy because I'm buying a lot of it at the lower range.
So. Right.
I'm good.
My Algorand's at 84 now. 6 months ago it was at
you bought it what, right around
$59,
close to $1? You bought it close to $1?
Yeah. But 6 months ago Algorand was about 59 before it went through all the the craziness.
Mm-hmm. Looky there.
Let's see.
Spam likely.
Let's see. Yeah. Joe, Mr. Spam likely.
Spam call.
Hey Joe, are you in there? Are you live?
I'm here, bro. What's going on?
Hey, we hear you too.
Sounds beautiful.
Sounds cool. Great. So what's going on, Joe?
Life is beautiful, man. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Doing great.
Cool.
We're just we were kind of wasn't sure if we're going to talk about the crypto at this part of the until now, but then you just joined in. I figure why not? What's going on in your world with the crypto?
This week I put a couple of bucks into a DeFi, a decentralized finance project called Bao Finance. I put some perpetual protocol and Ethereum into a liquidity pool, and then I get liquidity pool tokens for that, and I go over to Bao Finance and I farm those liquidity pool tokens at a return of, I'm looking it up right now, 816.9% yearly return.
Yeah, I need to sit down with you on that because I've looked into that and I get lost somewhere in there because I was kind of looking at a couple of different platforms to do that on. You got Pancake Swap and a couple of the other ones out there that have a similar thing, and the returns are just phenomenal.
Yeah,
they're phenomenal.
So like Pancake Swap. So there's a couple of different ways to do it. Most of them are done on the Ethereum network, which is called an ERC20 token.
Correct.
So that's like Uniswap and Sushi Swap. and then Binance has their own
Binance, there you go.
chain,
That's what I was thinking.
and so that's on the BNB or
Correct.
the Binance network.
Correct.
And that's basically a ripoff of Ethereum.
Yeah.
And they turn out a lot of these high numbers, but because they're not the originators, they just kind of pluck the code out of GitHub and plunk it into their system, and they get, especially when they have these large returns, 20,000% returns, these crazy numbers.
Mhm.
They get what's called a rug pull. So what they do is they ask everybody to come in because of these huge returns, and then they pull the rug out from underneath them all and take all the money and disappear. So
You got to be careful.
That sounds like when the CEO is telling all of his employees not to sell the
Yeah.
stock. Don't sell the
yeah,
stock.
don't
just
sell the
yet.
stock.
And then
Yeah,
the
'cause
company
he's
goes
selling it.
bankrupt the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think it was Mark Cuban who just got hit like last week or the week before, with the product called Titan, I believe it is. And I had $20. I didn't have a lot. I was trying out a new network called Matic or Polygon Matic, and so I it's a difficult process. It's like most people who use Coinbase, they would be considered in like kindergarten. And then if you move up to Coinbase
Ah,
Pro,
ow,
hold on.
ow,
No,
you're
I'll
hurting
just
my
tell you what it
heart.
is. No, but you're on Coinbase Pro, so you're like in first grade. So traditional exchanges, right? And then if you can get yourself to a MetaMask wallet, then you're in the second grade. And then from there you can invest in DeFi, and then you're in the third grade.
So what grade are you in right now?
So I'm in the third grade.
You're in the third grade. Okay, so I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
Don't feel so bad.
See?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can catch up.
But
All right.
so
Kindergarten,
Mark Cuban
Jesus.
got hit, last week or the week before with a really big rug pull, and I was in on it, but only for $20 because I was trying
Gotcha.
to. I was learning. Like you can't. So much happens so quickly in this world that
Yeah.
in the crypto sphere that you have to stay abreast. So for $20, I tried out this new thing, and you have to bridge your tokens and do all this crazy work. It takes you an hour.
Yeah.
But then the fees are super, super low.
Yeah.
So like less than a penny to make a trade.
I like the mining aspects about them though. That's what I like about them.
Yeah.
Because you can
The mining is cool.
You can
and
literally grow your own pool of coins by getting into the mining phase, and I think it's worth it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
mining is good, but you have to consider the cost of the equipment and the cost of the electricity
Correct.
against what you're mining. So
That's why you go
but
solar.
it is profitable.
Oh yeah.
It's profitable.
I'm doing decent at home.
I know a bunch of people that mine. I don't personally do it because I'm not that good with setting up the code and all the work that's involved. I'm not a computer savvy guy in that way.
Oh, it's actually not hard. It's pretty easy.
I guess it's it's easy for some. It's not easy for me.
It's probably easier than what you're doing right now, believe it or not.
It probably is, but I have a mind for what I'm doing now. I don't have a mind for that other thing. I just don't. I can't stand it. But
yeah, no,
how are you guys doing?
Oh, we're still kicking in there, day to
wow.
day, living the dream.
Are you going to the beach party for OIF on Saturday?
I've got I get thrown work at me just the craziest times, and I try and stay away from Saturday work because I'd like to have a life, and and unfortunately that does not always equate. So try and stay to business. You got to stay active and available, and looks like I might be working straight through the weekend. I did see Lenny the other day, and he came by the studio and did some photography for the next, I guess, OF challenge. And maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud, but
no, it's fine because they did a cool photo shoot with Rex, who's like the face of the next poster. And that poster now, it went into, you guys did it on green screen, but it went into post production. And did you see the outcome, the final product?
No, is it on page? Did they put it out?
Yeah, they put it out, dude. It looks really cool, man.
Okay,
they did a nice job with it.
Let me just kind of while we're talking. So did you go to Arlene's premiere?
No, Arlene's
week.
premiere isn't until
Wait a minute.
July 24th.
Oh, I thought it was like a week ago.
No, July 24th, I believe it
Maybe
is.
I don't know, the Eventbrite ticketing thing she sent me was really a little confusing. Of course I was confused. I had the wrong date, and
Yeah, I think there was some confusion in the beginning, but I think it all got fixed. I'm not sure.
no kidding. All right, so
Yeah. No, you weren't the only one.
really, okay, well that's good to
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
this kindergartner is is not always
Crypto kindergarten.
crypto kindergartner. I can't even manage to get out of kindergarten school.
Dude,
I'm-
0.1% of the world is where you are. The
Yeah.
rest, 99.9% of the world, it has no clue what we're even talking about.
Nope.
right.
So I
Yeah,
wouldn't feel
Never
bad.
will.
For those who don't know, we're talking about a group of filmmakers in Central Florida, and that's it.
No,
That's all
I
I'm
meant crypto for
Oh,
kindergarten.
crypto. Yeah, well, that sure.
I
I
think
I
less
was
people know about OIF.
I traveled and saw my family, my family up in Massachusetts a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of them just look at me cross-eyed when I say crypto, and they
Oh, God.
chuckle like, all right, okay, yeah, you keep doing that, Oh, I'm gonna get off of this stop sharing thing. Anyways, so yeah, what the hell, Joe? What did you do to Bitcoin? You broke it.
I did. I broke the interweb. I'm
You
sorry.
broke crypto Bitcoin, and now it's stuck at $33,000.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad I didn't. I didn't buy any Bitcoin. I have other things, and I'm happy with them.
Yeah.
But so I'm just gonna hope that mine. You got any bumps in the horizon? You're gonna see
I think that we're climbing back out of what's called a. Yeah, I mean,
a reset, a reboot, a redux.
Yeah, it's basically
rebar.
yes. Yeah, we're basically now we're looking to go up again, but
Yeah.
I don't worry. I'm used to these things because I've been in it now for a long time, so I'm used to these huge resets.
Right.
It doesn't bother me, and I'm still in profit, so it didn't bother me. But
Well,
yeah, I'm sure we're going over 100,000 by the end of the year.
right. I just don't feel like what I mentioned earlier about a CEO trying to inflate his stock prices before he crashes the sinks the ship, and then sales out. I don't feel that way about any of these coins, any of the crypto. I don't feel like we're being set up for, like you say, a rug pull. I don't feel like any of these.
There
Now,
are some out there that are, but you gotta kind of
right.
vet them.
Seems like some of the mainstream ones, don't feel like that we're gonna get a rug pull. If anything, it's not like a stock that if a stock loses half its value overnight, you're kind of thinking the end is really near, and that's where and then people start going, oh, I think we need to sell now before they close shop, and
Yeah.
and we have zero left, but I don't feel that way about crypto. I feel like, right, it was a heavy wave between November and June or May.
Yeah.
And then
a very heavy wave.
Then what happens after the wave? You get a little backflow, and then then you wait for the next wave, and
you wait for the next wave. So
Yeah.
the next wave is going to be but every wave pushes higher.
yeah,
So
like I said,
imagine
I was in Algorand, and in Algorand initially I bought it at like 56 cents in January. Now it has,
and where's it
even
at
though
now?
it went up way over $1 during the big wave, and then it settled, and it's been settling, even at 80 cents.
Yeah, it's
That's
still higher, a higher high.
That's still what, 30 cents higher.
That's 60% profit, dude.
Yeah.
In 6
So
months.
anyone
That's
who bought
insane.
in January who's looking at it now, even if they go, yeah, but it was at $1.60 at one time, and I'm
Yeah.
going, yeah, but
You didn't sell.
you
It doesn't
know,
matter.
right. So no, but I actually bought back in when I thought $1 was going to be a low for Algorand, and I have no problem with that, and I think the next wave is going to be well worth the
Oh,
wait.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I think
so-
you'll be happy, when it hits $3.50, $4, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm glad I bought it at $1.
Yeah, All right, I guess I
know?
gotta go buy some more.
Plus-
Right.
Plus,
Yeah.
it's earning interest, so you're still growing.
Yeah, but they dropped the interest. You
they
just
did
said.
before, but still, it's still way above a bank. So you still can't. If you're going to park it somewhere
It
that
just cost me 2%.
What?
It just cost me.
I
Yeah,
didn't
but
cost
4%. I
2%.
mean, he's right. 4% is better than anything you'd get at the bank.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You have to start looking pretty hard to get above that. There are investments above that, but they're more risk and more money in.
What was my brother talking about? Was it something moon? Something what was
Yeah, and we talked about this a couple times, and I always
Yeah.
forget when it's time
I
to
always
know.
forget. I always forget. I wanted to ask you about that, but my
There
brother
was a coin. A friend of mine was in this moon coin.
yeah.
And basically, I mean, he put in $500. He has teenage kids, right? My kids aren't old enough to be researching while I'm out working, right? So,
Right.
but a friend of mine up in New Jersey, his teenage boys wound up getting together with some other teenage boys and started to do research on crypto
Mm-hmm,
and through Reddit and subreddit and all these groups.
mm-hmm.
And so they come to him and they say, "Hey, Dad, you know," and the guy's into
Buy
crypto,
this.
buy this coin, you know. So he puts $500 on the coin. Within a couple of weeks, the thing was worth $70,000.
Oh,
You know, like it was ridiculous. You know,
right.
so I was like, so
I
I
hope
got
he
mad.
sold.
Well, he did, but you know, I got mad because I turned him on to crypto many years ago.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
And now he's got his kids doing research for him, and he's not giving me the info. And I was like, dude, you know, like
Yeah.
I read
help
some
him
articles
out.
on it, and they
Joe-
were talking about it being a scam, so I kind of stayed away from it.
Joe,
but-
does that mean if Algorand goes up to like $3, you're gonna be calling me saying, "Where's my cut?"
no, I don't
Like,
do that to anybody.
Wait, Joe who? Joe who?
Yeah, right.
Joe who?
That's great.
So, yeah.
No, I don't do that to people.
Yeah. Well, you're complaining about this other guy. You turned him
Just
on.
give me the
and,
info. You know, listen, if your kid comes to you with info, share the info. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's what.
Tell
you're
your friends
saying.
at least.
Yeah. You're
You
not going
know?
to give me a cut. At least share some intel.
Give me the
you
info.
know.
I got an extra
Hey,
500.
I doubled
to put
my
on
money.
Moon Coin.
Boom. Hey, I tripled my money. Boom. Hey,
Well, because it was cheaper than
Bazillion-
Doge when I bought it, so it was cheaper than half a penny.
right.
You know,
It was really
much
no, it
cheaper
was like
than that.
it had like 6 zeros in front of it.
yeah,
when
it
you
was
bought
crazy. So
Yeah.
it probably still is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so behind the decimal point we call those satoshis. So
Yeah, there
you
you
know, Bitcoin has 8 satoshis. You know, eight zeros. So yeah, I think even still, Mooncoin is at 300 satoshis. It's still got 5 zeros in front of it.
The
before
problem
it
is
hits
where to
its-
buy it. I think it was kind of one of those odd ones that you had to really look around for a platform to actually buy it on, and that's kind of where I get turned off because I got so many of this now I can't keep track of them.
Well, that's what I mean by like the second and third grade. Is like that's what it is. Once you get a MetaMask wallet, then you can buy these things. If you
Yeah.
don't have a
Gotta write
MetaMask
this
wallet,
down. Joe says get a MetaMask.
you get a MetaMask wallet and then learn how to use Uniswap.
Yeah,
Well, the decentralized exchanges. That's where you get the moon coins. We call them moon coins because they'll, for something to go from 6 zeros to 5 zeros,
Mhm.
that's 100. That's 100% profit. Like it's ridiculous.
yeah.
I mean,
you can buy a small
1,000%
amount
profit.
and have a ton of
Yeah.
return.
Yeah,
right
when you
there.
start moving zeros, you're making money.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we actually sat back and did the math on some of these. And it's like, if you're 5 zeros
Yeah.
and you jump a zero, say, 5 zeros on something, and I can get like 1 million shares of
I
something.
think it was Moon we
for-
were talking about.
Yeah, you can get like 1 million shares of something, and well, for like what, $400 or
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah,
And then it jumps a zero. And doing the math, and it's like all of a sudden I got 40 grand, or boom, it jumps another zero, and all of a sudden, I mean, it's stellar how kind of big a
It's
deal.
incredible.
Yeah,
I had 1 million VeChain tokens, and so at less than just at 0.009,
Oh,
and
nice.
that thing went all the way up to like 10 cents. So
Oh,
I
wow.
would have, like you're talking about
Did
going
you
up
sell?
2 zeros, like so $10,000 would have been 100 grand.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of money there.
yeah.
But I had sold it. Like I made a bunch of money on it and sold it. Like I wasn't greedy. I took profit.
Hmm.
But every time, and I could tell that story, all, for years now. Like, oh yeah, I had 50,000 of those. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
now it would be worth 230 grand. But I sold it for 5 grand. Like,
Yeah.
You rode your wave, and then
Yeah.
you took your tokens back, and you
yeah,
live to
exactly.
fight
Like, I
another
have
day,
one
right?
now. Exactly. You come back in another day. I have one now where I have 30 million tokens.
Nice.
And I mean, God forbid the thing goes to even a penny.
Yeah. Right.
It's like a lot of money because right
Yeah.
now it's got.
He's not gonna be calling our show anymore,
Yeah, well, I enjoy this, but
or just to flaunt it. Guess how many? Yeah. So what?
I
what
know,
I
right?
did.
Yeah. All right. So
My buddy still has 225,000 Dogecoins he hasn't sold, and he bought them about the same time I did.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Yeah.
a couple of bucks, right?
Oh, yeah. He's probably over 20, 25, maybe even more now. Yeah, grand
25,000. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
worth of dollar worth.
Yeah.
He wants it to hit $1, and he won't sell it till then.
Really.
I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah.
I think Doge has a good chance of getting to $1.
I think it can. I just have a problem with all that money sitting somewhere and it doesn't earn anything in the interim.
Well, that's why you should get into DeFi. You should definitely look at adding liquidity to liquidity pools like inside of Uniswap and SushiSwap because
Yeah.
you become the bank. So
I do need to figure out how that works. I
I
haven't
think
quite
he-
understood it.
I
and so
think he's
gotta...
making all that stuff up.
No, he's not.
No, I'm not, man. It's really simple. Like if like in a regular in Coinbase Pro, there has to be a buyer and a seller to meet at a number.
Right.
On a decentralized exchange, they create liquidity pools,
Right.
and you put both sides of your tokens in there. So you'd put in, let's say, Bitcoin, equal amount of Bitcoin and equal amount of Ethereum, or equal amount of Doge and equal amount of Ethereum. And when somebody wants to trade one of those two coins, if I have Doge and I want to buy it for Ethereum, a seller doesn't have to be there at that moment to accept that trade. It's already in the liquidity pool, and they just go and purchase it immediately. And what happens is all the members of the liquidity pool split the trading fees. So you immediately become the bank,
Yeah.
and that's how you earn money with it.
Basically,
And
you're the
it
miner.
can be very lucrative,
Yeah.
and this way your money's working.
Yeah.
Well, I know you don't drink, but if you want to come over for some ribs one day and show me it, I'll bake you some badass ribs.
Yeah, man. It's I do this a lot. I've helped out a lot of people, but definitely get a MetaMask wallet. That's how it starts.
I'm pretty sure I have
Nice.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then put some Ethereum in it.
No kidding.
I just got to figure out how it works.
Yeah. So what else you got cooking on in your life? You got your business running back in full swing.
I'm rooming 3 days a week,
Yeah.
and last week I was in front of the camera last week. I had to play a homeless veteran mute.
I think
So-
they were just telling you they're tired of you talking.
It's funny too, right? Because it was Chuck Fusca who got me.
Oh, Chuck.
Chuck exposed me to the director. I had to create a reel quick and send it off, and I got the job. And it's a feature film,
Oh.
but only Chuck knew me and Robin Hoffman knew me. Other than that, nobody else on set knew me.
Yeah.
So they weren't, because what I did was I went like method style, and I decided not to speak at all the entire day I was on set. And so Chuck and Robin were like, "Wow, Joe's working hard, man. Like that's not easy for Joe."
Using character.
He's in character, Okay.
But I think it helped out the final product, and they were very happy. So it was fun.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Any more
And now I
films?
got to do the OIF party is a big deal for this weekend. I'm on
Right.
like the committee that putting it together, and so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We got like 100 people coming out, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Good crowd.
It's a networking event, but
Yeah.
it's like, why not network at the beach if you can?
Yeah, network and get a sunburn all at the same time.
I like the beach, dude. I like the beach. I like the ocean. I
Yeah.
like to wrestle the waves with my boys.
Yeah. Yeah. You bringing the kids and everybody?
Yeah. The
Yeah,
wife and the kids are coming,
absolutely.
and
Yeah, wish I could. I just unless something changes with this work thing, then
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're getting. I'm glad that the
Yeah.
industry is coming back, especially here in Orlando. A lot of people are working, man. It's good.
I just what was it? 2 weeks ago, I wound up at the convention center for 4 days. Made some good.
Yeah, that's good.
Made some buck again. Nice to be back there again. The place is still a tomb, but
Mhm.
but the show I was on was paid well. But if that's a sign of things to come, that's usually this type of work, we're the first to go, but then
Yeah.
we're the first to show, and when
Yeah.
we show, then we know, hey, look, so I'm kind of predicting probably in the next, I know shows are being booked right now for third and fourth quarter, this year. So
Yeah. Wow.
so yeah, that means things are going to start kind of ramping back up, and by come January, you won't even know, there was
Yeah.
a hiccup, which
Mhm.
well, but
It
Well,
was
you
yeah.
get
quite
what
the
I'm
hiccup.
saying. But
Yeah.
they'll be back in full swing in the convention world.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
but I
Good.
don't push myself there a lot. If I'm there maybe a few days a month, that's worth my time. But I don't want to spend my life
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
convention center.
Lots
That
of
is
production.
not what I want to do. So, but
I was there. I was there last month. One of my sons had an event, with a bunch of other kids, and they had these big screens up, and they had front projectors on them,
yep,
and they had like these humongous, um, lenses for like broadcast television, like broadcast cameras.
yeah,
And like the guy, like, I was like, dude, just can you pull back a little? Like, what are you doing? Like, he was on like this super close up. It was out of focus. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like I wanted
yeah.
to go to
Well,
the booth and be like, guys, like, really?
they call that a sport lens, where you can set up a camera 200 feet to the back of a big ballroom, and
Yeah,
it could
that's what it
still.
was. Yeah.
We call it shooting nose hairs. I want to be able to count the nose hairs,
Yeah.
on the person, and somebody took that literally, I guess. And,
But but it's like a 50 to 200 lens. Like, hey man,
Yeah.
can you bring us back to an 85? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that goes a little far and beyond, and that lens is probably $20,000.
I mean, dude, the lens was like the length of my arm.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. I've set up many of those. You don't want to own them; you'll rent them, but yeah, they are pretty. And then, of course, you need a certain camera that can even mount the thing. But
You know what else was interesting that I noticed is that they stacked two projectors on top of each other,
yep,
and then I guess they married the image, so it was one image, but it was bright enough.
right.
Is that why they do that, just to get it bright enough?
They stack when they put one over another. It's
Yeah.
because they can't afford to have when a bulb goes out.
Oh.
They literally can't afford, and projectors are one of the most expensive, next to paying
Yeah.
for internet at the convention center, is the most expensive thing you can pay for at a theater. And when you've got, or at the one of these conventions, and when you've got this massive show that was probably $1 million show,
Yeah.
and
That would
you
look
don't
really
really care
bad.
so much if you had to rent 2 extra projectors, and they match them up, they mount them, so all it takes is, well, that one's burning out, or the color's shifting weird or something, and then they just turn the other one on, and
Mhm.
boom, they don't as opposed to maybe a blink versus, hey, somebody call AV,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and come
Wow. So
down,
that's
and
why they do it, huh?
yeah, that's just a backup.
Wow.
They don't take the big shows. They don't take chances. So you'll
Yeah.
always see they'll just stack projectors. And some of these, they'll have screens that are 100 feet wide, 5-6 projectors going married across the stage,
Yeah. Yeah.
going across.
Yeah.
So
They
you've
got to be
got
20 feet. They need a
150
new
foot.
projector.
Yeah, you got a 150-foot wide screen, that's only maybe 20 feet tall,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
run by all kinds of equipment that I have no interest in. But yeah, so those projection systems are are crazy. Big Barcos,
And what, they bring them in on their own, or they have to? They rent it from the
it's
center.
usually a rental, probably companies like LMG. That's the
Oh,
new,
okay.
yeah, they're actually in-house. LMG Rentals is actually in-house at the convention center. So I think they've outstepped one of the other,
And then what happens? Like your contract when you go there stipulates that you have to use them. unless you write a different
No,
contract.
no. You know, I think anybody that goes in
It's
there
convenient.
can shop around, use any third party. I
Yeah.
don't.
Gotcha.
I've only heard some of the hotels that get really kind of picky about you wanting to bring in your own AV guys. You know,
Yeah.
because when the hotel provides it, they can get a markup. You know,
Mhm.
and
Oh, they make a lot of money.
Oh yeah, it's fair business. It's fair game.
Yeah.
So they do a deal with a big AV outfit that, you know, posts a person in a room full of equipment in every hotel, and as opposed to saying no, I you know what I do with my clients, I just go, you know, look, you know, they're charging you probably $600 a day for a projector, and I can get that projector for like
Hmm.
two.
Mhm.
So why don't you
Yeah.
let me do something for you, and you know, and
Yeah.
you know, oh, and you don't want to use house sound, so let me bring a guy that can do, you know, set
Mhm.
up some Mackie speakers and do it right, you know. But
Gotcha.
so you know, yeah, do they? First of all, conventions they don't have time. They don't have time to be bitchy about, you know, who's bringing in what. You know,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
just like they got so much stuff
It's just a
happening
lot
there.
of people.
Some of
and-
the smaller hotels will actually kind of, you know, get a little ornery when you want to do a show, and they say, "Well, you have to use our AV because we make money on them."
yeah.
You
I've
know,
actually dealt
they
with
don't
that in
say
the
that
past,
part,
yeah.
but that is
Yeah.
the reason. So, and that's kind. They have every right to make, you know, earn a living. But
Yeah,
man,
oh, absolutely.
projector's like the one item that is so crazy
Mhm.
overpriced because it's changing hands so many times. There's like probably one projector company in town, and
You never know when you're at that bulb limit.
everybody's trying to get their 10-20% on top of that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so but yeah, I try. I mostly stay out of the projector business, but you know, for a client that's really scrimping a budget together, I'm like, yeah, look, let's just kind of here's what I do. I tell my clients, like, look, you want me to do something for you, you know, bring in, do some AV, whatever, I'll do it for you. But tell you what, when you have to get screens and dress kits and staging and pipe and drape and all that, use the hotel. Use
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
hotel because I'm not going to save you a nickel.
Yeah.
But if you
No.
want me to bring out a projector
It's a
in a
lot to
case,
carry in anyway.
yeah, really, because you need 5 guys to
Yeah.
10 guys to do all that.
100
And
trips.
in
Yeah.
the hotel, and that's why it's expensive, because it's a labor intensive thing, and
Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass thing. I don't want to rent a 50-foot truck,
Mm-mm.
go pick the stuff up, take me an extra day to deal with it, and then I got to hire guys to do it, and then it's ball busting work.
You barely squeak the cost
Yeah.
out of it.
And
Yeah.
now you have payroll problems and this and that. And the other
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Right.
It's a nightmare.
And if something goes wrong, they've got backup on backup on backup, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're great at that because that's what you pay them for, you
Mhm.
know. So yeah, I know you're doing a little projector business, you know, with some of these films, doing old school projection.
Yeah, well, we did the rear projection on the last film I was on,
Yeah.
the feature, and that was kind of cool. Actually, I have to tell you, it was nerve wracking because I had never done that poor man's process before. But now once I was exposed to it and I did it, now I see it
Right.
as being fairly easy and economical, and I see it in every movie.
And
I've been watching.
that is old school production though. That is
Yeah,
old
yeah.
school. You know, you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
that's great, you know.
But they still use it for everything. Like I was watching, Michael Douglas has a show called the Kaminsky Method or something.
Yeah.
And they're in his Mercedes a lot, and I look at it and go, wow, yeah, that's all rear projection.
Yeah,
The whole
you,
thing,
you can't
you know?
not see that. Yeah, it's if you look for it, you go, yeah, that's just not it. You know,
Yeah.
You know, it's but a lot of times it's TV. You know, TV shows that they just kind of like, you know what, it would just be way too expensive. Let's just bring Michael Douglas into the studio. Let's drag
and it
his
just,
car into the studio.
and it's a nice shoot day too, because
yeah.
you can knock it out pretty quickly because there's no blocking, there's no nothing. They're sitting in the car. Once you get them lit properly and you get the focus right, on the
Right.
on the rear projection screen, you're working like quickly.
So how many lumen projectors do you have? How many lumens for each?
I don't know the lumens. They were 4K projectors, and I needed to be back about 13 to 16 feet.
Yeah.
and the screens were 20 wide by 10 high. And I got to tell you, I got crystal clear 4K images on them. It was
Okay.
incredible.
Right.
They were
I'm
beautiful.
probably guessing they're somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 lumens, which
Probably, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. And that would be a pretty standard thing, Hey,
I mean, they were what were the Ben Qs? I mean, they were
BenQs,
high end.
yeah.
Yeah, they were nice.
Yeah.
They're good units.
yeah. Well, we'll keep that in mind. You want to rent them out if I do a show anytime soon?
Oh, you should definitely call me if you need projectors.
Great.
Yes,
Great.
and we have the screens too.
So you have rear projection. What size are the screens? 16 by 20 or
No, 20 feet wide by 10 feet high.
Ooh, 20 by 10. Nice.
Yeah.
Rear screen.
Yeah.
So did you also get the front screen or did you just
I mean, I guess you could if you did it
no,
right.
I'm asking you if you bought the front screen as well, the front projection screen.
No.
Okay.
It's only it's basically, you know what it is? It's like basically like a gray type of pool liner.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. And you have to be very careful how you fold those suckers up. If you didn't fold those up right, you better get them out fast and refold them because you can't have the snaps. The snaps cannot be touching the liner.
Gotcha.
Okay.
No, we were pretty good about all that.
Okay.
But now that you mention it, I'm thinking about why. What happens? Do they rust or something?
Well, they'll cut through. They'll rust. They'll do anything they can do. Yeah, you could mark your screen. You want to be careful about cleaning it. Cleaning it can be a bad thing. So best thing to do. There is a method to how you fold those up, and and you always keep the snaps together.
Yeah.
So you're always
I'm
folding
thinking we
it.
did that,
Yeah.
but I'm wondering like once for the first fold, we certainly did that, and probably the second, but then at some point it starts folding in on itself. I should pull them out and see what I did.
Yeah, you don't want to, if they've been sitting, for any length of time, you probably want to get them out and if you're not sure, then refold them. And I'm not sure I've ever folded a 10 by 20. But there's probably a YouTube video out there that
it probably is, dude. There probably is.
Yeah, those screens are definitely not. There is a method, and that's more important than any. You've got the fast fold thing, and you gotta. Those things will take a finger off, but the folding architecture of the brace that this thing goes over, but you're welcome. If I can find enough room in my studio, because 10 by 20 is a big ass screen.
It's humongous, dude. I wanted to use your studio to test them, and it just wasn't because I need.
Hell, that's not big enough.
No, because I need the 13 feet behind it just to project.
Right.
And then you got to be able to get far enough away to see what your image looks like.
Let's
So
think about. Been thinking hard about a bigger place. So maybe we got some things to talk about down the road. But anyways, I'd be more than happy if you needed a hand to refold those things, because again, you get it right, and then once then and that way you can pull them out and you know what to expect when you open that thing up again if it sits for 6 months. So I don't want to freak you out, but just be,
just be sure.
It's a brand new thing now, but in 6 months it could be a problem. So
no, absolutely.
So but hey, look at that. The hour went by.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's 8. Well, I mean, you've only been on for about 40 minutes. 30 minutes, something like that.
That's nothing for me.
Yeah, no, really. Yeah. I guess acting like a mute really kind of,
had to make up for it.
Yeah.
I got to make it up for it.
Yeah,
So,
you had to make up somehow. So
they knew that some of them knew and some of them didn't. But then, boy, when it was finally wrapped, when I was wrapped out, it was they wanted me to speak because they all wanted to talk to me and whatnot. So it was fun though. It was a good time.
You get
I
Sam
tried
Kinison comes out. Say it.
Yeah,
say
exactly. Actually, the first thing I said was sort of like, "All right, Joe, you're wrapped. Do you have anything to say?" And I'm wrapped up in a tarp as a dead body, and I sprung up out of the tarp and said, would somebody please clean the fucking bathrooms already?
Oh man.
That's the first thing I said. But you know, it was a good time, and I tried out the method thing because the character was only mute, like he wasn't a dick. It's not like Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York, where the guy's a method actor and he's walking around like a jerk off all day.
Right.
Like it wasn't going to offend people to just be mute.
Right.
So I went for it, and I enjoyed it.
Joe, I missed the shop talk with in filmmaking, so I'm still itching to get something like that going again. So I missed the shop talk. I think that's a void, and you might want to just kind of think about it. And how's Dan doing? Is he doing well?
Dan's doing well, man. He's up in Tennessee, at like his in-laws, and it's a nice. I've been up there for Thanksgiving. It's a nice piece of property.
Nice.
He's got like a mountain and one of those quads to drive around on. He does a lot of fishing, so he's happy. He's just visiting for the holiday, 4th of
Okay.
July. Yeah, he's doing good.
Okay. Great. You guys
But,
playing
I'll
any
let you
music?
I haven't been playing. I've been so busy with film. I haven't been playing at all.
Yeah. Well.
But such is life.
Yeah, we got things to talk about, when you get some time. George and I are working on some other things, and
Cool.
yeah, you might be interested. So be
Cool,
fun.
cool.
No need to tease it now, but yeah. So don't be a stranger.
You got it, bro. Have a good one.
All right, thanks, man.
See you.
Be good, guys. Later.
Bye. All right, punch up the wide. Let's get out of this joint. Okay. Uh-oh, Joe. No, I guess that was a
False alarm.
pocket dial. Joe pocket dialed me. So anyway, hey, that's all we got for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Joe, for checking in with us. And that's all I got, right?
I think
That's all I got. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. Have a good night. Have a happy 4th of July, everyone. And we'll catch you next week.
see you.
Bye.